his son-in-law.
The people I know that are on it are Bobby. I mean, his name is either Bobby Ashley or Bobby Lashley, and I really should know that. He's like this giant black guy, and he and the people who are part of his crew, I know that they called, or at least as of last year, they called themselves the Hurt Business.
Hurt Business?
The Hurt Business. Right? They wear
angle.
suits. And they're like,
okay.
we're cool. Like, we're like...
I don't care. You come in my face, I'm gonna fight you.
People aren't built tough anymore. They aren't built to grind. They're built weak, soft. They're used to second place trophies.
I hit strings, but now I'm free. There are no strings on me.
In the history of this company, let's fucking go.
jaBROni, jaBROni, XYZ, ABC. Oh, it doesn't matter how you spell jaBROni.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the jaBROnis. I am the happiest of jaBROnis, Topher McCann, joined as always with your reigning, defending, undisputed, your tribal jaBROni. He's going in the Summerslam, Mr. Mike Butler.
Would I be the madcappiest of jaBROnis?
That is true. That is true.
Okay.
I love that we have Twitter handles that will just live on forever.
So far, man.
They're not even together, and it still makes
It's
sense.
still happening. Well, that was a big concern for us when that split happened.
The branding.
I can't be a Riddick jaBROni. I guess I could be a Moss jaBROni, but
This is true, but it is SummerSlam Saturday.
it is.
Little pre-show action in your afternoon. A busy day. There's SummerSlam. There's UFC tonight. There's the Starcast is going on this weekend.
I want to watch back the roast of Ric Flair that happened last night.
Did you catch any of it?
I didn't. No, I want to watch it back. I'm hoping
I caught some.
I'm hoping the sneaky link has it on there.
I caught some of it. I missed Bischoff. Apparently, I saw a lot of people online about when Bischoff was up there going on. So I didn't see that. So I figured
I saw The Rock sent a video in too.
it was him and somebody else. That was and was it Ziggler? I think it was.
I didn't watch it.
I remember I saw that through my scroll with the coffee this morning. But
Well, there you go.
that is, I mean, we can touch on that. There was more videos released for this to hype up to the Flair's last match.
I mean, I'm loving it so far. I mean, I'm not gonna watch it, but if I were available tomorrow, I would watch it. I might even go as far as maybe I would have paid for it.
Wow.
I know.
Sneaky you, actually.
No.
You.
No. I don't think I've ever watched anything on Fight TV before, which is a shame because they're like one of the well-known sites that actually follow me on Twitter. So shout out to Fight TV.
Fight TV. Oh, hell yeah. Big news this week.
Huge news. Still pretty hard about it, actually. And I didn't even know if you were going to go into that, but
I ended up writing it, all of these notes written down, and then had to write that at the very top line. Yeah. I was like, whoa, because I couldn't believe it when it was announced, because every year, usually around November, I feel like I'm always disappointed with the announcement of like a WrestleMania. They did it recently, I think, where they announced like the last two times. I felt like they announced multiple locations.
They announced like 3 locations, and starting at WrestleMania 37. And when I saw someone sent me the article, like not only you sent it to me, like 3 other people sent it to me, and I was like, that's impossible. They announced like that location like 2-3 years ago. So I was like, that's so fucking fake. But anyway, I mean, yeah, the freaking WrestleMania 40 coming to Philly, which for all the I've been blowing up my TikTok with the previews of our episodes, so we may have newer audience, and we're from Philly, and my one thing on my bucket list is to go to WrestleMania, and it's gonna fucking happen, and I am super stoked at the link. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, this is going to be a turkey for me, but this is going to be the full-blown experience.
Without the hotel cost.
Yeah. I feel like I almost should get like a hotel down there because I'm just going to be down there for the entire week for the most part.
That's a good point. It's a good point. It's a solid point.
Just take a vacation week, obviously that week, and then just get a B&B and then just be down there the whole entire week.
Word. So let me ask you, as someone who's been to multiple WrestleManias, I've already started planning this week with my wife, and we're talking about prices, and I'm thinking it's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper because we won't probably get any hotels or anything like that, you know.
So you're cutting out airfare and hotel.
So I'm thinking, like, how much cheaper, in your opinion, do you think it would be to go? I mean, because you when you go to New Orleans, you know, you're paying for air travel, you're paying for a hotel.
Yeah, I remember that was a couple thousand, like 2, 3, maybe something around there. Ticket wise, are a couple. I feel like you're going to be able to get tickets.
No, of course you're going to be able to get tickets. I'm definitely.
That's the only. Yeah,
the fact that I left Wawa and I got that stock money, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely going to be able to get tickets. Okay,
that's really the only thing. I mean, you really it cost. You're going to maybe pay if you want to get these.
I was thinking it was probably going to you're cutting the total cost in half, maybe, or is it maybe not that much?
I feel like you're cutting the total cost. Like, you also have to factor in pricing of just eating every day and buying booze, going out, all that stuff when you're down there. When the week when we're like, a lot of that stuff we can eat at home. We can like, there's going to be a lot of, I guess, again, you can cut into, we can just be a number show. You're cutting in fuel efficiency then. But then also it might be logical to just Uber.
That's what I was telling her. I was telling her we should just fucking Uber. But then it's like
parking.
If we're not staying down there in like a B&B or whatever, you know, you're paying an Uber like what? Saturday, Sunday, Monday probably.
Traffic.
Because I can already tell that I'm probably not gonna get all the shows. You know,
that's the thing too.
I have to compromise here a little bit, and like NXT, unless it's like way better, and we'll get into it later. I probably won't go to NXT Takeover. As I told her, as long as it's fan access, Hall of Fame, both Mania nights, and a Raw, you know.
I forgot that there's going to be more shows usually when and you don't attend all the shows, but they're here. So yeah, we're going to have the option of go to SmackDown.
And it all depends on like, ticket prices, or not ticket prices, ticket packages, I guess. Like, I don't know if they do like a ticket package for all those shows, you know what I'm saying?
I think they're going to announce something for, especially I feel like, well, no, it's going to be forever where people travel to Philly and you get tickets to all the shows. It's going to be, and I think that's, the Mania tickets are the big thing. I feel like you're going to be able to get tickets to like SmackDown and Raw. Like,
yeah.
And again, I feel like there's a strong possibility, like out of those 4 shows that I'm eyeing up, to go to 3 out of 4 of them, maybe.
I agree.
I feel SmackDown could be mess.
Well, SmackDown, you probably have to if they do it like they did it this year with the Hall of Fame. If you want to go to the Hall of Fame, you're probably going to go to SmackDown too.
They do Paul Heyman. Yeah, it's like that.
Right, and if they do Paul Heyman or Tommy Dreamer or Sabu.
And it really depends on what we've seen it from the next like year or so. Like if we get back to the Raw after, if the Raw after Mania coming up in 2023 is
banging
crazy back to like what it used to be, then yeah, I don't know. I just see myself trying to just be down there as much as possible in a week gap.
I agree. I'm also debating like my daughter's going to be 4 at that time. So like, do I bring her if she's into it by that time? Do I not bring her? It'll be like a really cool memory to have when she grows up.
It's hype. I mean, you also the chance where you try to, I don't even know how it works, where you try to get, like, you try it out with one night, or maybe you bring, I don't know.
See, is it like she does? Like my wife surprisingly doesn't think it's too young either. That's what I was thinking. Maybe it's too young.
My wife's just concerned of sex trafficking, like someone just stealing the child.
Sure, and in Philly, you know. If you're coming to Philly from and you're like from like somewhere else, you better bring something, okay? Because you need to protect yourself down there.
I would say, because I was debating on my daughter's 6 when Extreme Rules is here in October. I was looking, I was like, that would like take her to that. And then I saw tickets were like ridiculous for a while. And I was like, well, if I do that, it's definitely like a day of decision, probably, where I'm just going to go on the Game Time app.
Plug.
I'm going to hit them up. It's bad. I've been using it for years and
I've never heard of that one.
Worked out so many times for me. Hop on there day of, and they'll drop down and be able to grab tickets easily. But so I'm thinking, the kids would be fun, but also you've been waiting for this for a while.
I've been waiting for this since 1999 when I was 9. No, I was 8 when WrestleMania 15 happened. I was 8.
Oh, it's going to be the whole week, just everywhere you go, just like everywhere you go, all downtown, everything's going to be wrestling related.
Oh my God, it's going to be so busy. I would hate to be a Wawa employee in Center City or anywhere near that area at that point in time.
There's going to be people dressed up like wrestlers all over the place in Wawas waiting for their orders.
It's going to be bigger than the Pope coming here. I will say that. It'll be bigger than the Pope. And that's like 70. That's probably like a 70,000 seat stadium, I'd say. 67-ish, I think I saw.
But then we're adding then you add the.
Right, you're adding like the floor seats and shit like that. So
it's always, and I mean, again, weather's always.
That was another topic I saw on Twitter, reading comments about it. Like a lot of people were saying, like, isn't it still cold in the Northeast in April? I'm like,
we went in the shadows of New York. It was like a chilly day, and it was super cloudy. And the show went off, like the 7 hours went off without a hitch. And then as soon as that main event of the triple threat, that started completely just the hardest downpour in the history of the world while leaving the stadium and on the way home. So that was a nightmare. But yeah, I mean, you have the option of it being potentially bad weather. I mean, we had a rain delay. What was it? 2 years last? When did we come?
No, well, it was 37. Yeah, 37.
So we had the awkward rain delay.
Which they have contingency plans for SummerSlam tonight as well. If it's, I don't know what the weather's like in Nashville tonight, but they have contingency plans if they get delayed.
Someone asked me if they could put something over Lincoln Financial. I was like, oh, like a dome? Like, no, that you can't, like, that has to be.
I know what they're talking about, like the awning. They usually have like the 4 posts that go like straight up to the sky or whatever. Like I remember WrestleMania 29, there was an actual ring at the top of these 4 posts. You know, that's cool, but like that wouldn't like help any of the fans out.
and also this like sideways
Like
rain.
for me, it's like fuck the rain. Like whatever, I'll get rained on. I don't care.
I remember just saying to them, I just think that all stadiums, there's so much money spent on these stadiums that I feel like everyone should have a retractable roof, and you have the option of, and then there's no in between. You're paying billions. I mean, they just announced that downtown in 2030, early 2030, the Sixers are moving like right near Chinatown.
So dumb. So dumb.
So they won't be playing at the Wells Fargo, whatever it'll be. It won't be that in 10 years probably. But so I don't know, but I just feel like everything should just have a roof, and you could open it and close it and decide what you want. I don't know. I just feel like
you're on the Pat McAfee side of that argument. He thinks all the stadiums should have a roof on there.
Did he have that? Did he say that before?
He said that on the show. He thinks all NFL stadiums should have a roof to factor out the weather.
Yeah, and then it's not a problem at all.
Yeah, but the weather makes it special sometimes. Like imagine not having the Snow Bowl, Eagles Lions in 2014 or whatever.
I guess it would cause, if everyone did that, but now it's still a thing, like where, like if it snows in a town, in a city where there's snow on Sunday, they don't close it, right? Except like Minnesota actually.
Does Minnesota have a roof or no? Minnesota doesn't have a roof, does it?
They.
Oh wait, no, no, they do.
They got a new one.
They do, yeah, they do. We won the Super Bowl there. I remember we did.
Yeah, they keep the snow out. So
yeah.
All right. Oh my God, See, I almost forgot about Mania last night when I was doing show notes, and then I ended up.
Nah, man, this was like my number one on the list. Like, this is like real huge for me because I was ready. We were debating, not really debating, but like I was trying to put it into her head. Like, yo, I mean, I'll have the stock money. We should probably try to go to WrestleMania in Hollywood. A little vacation. And then this comes out. Fuck Hollywood. I heard at Dodger Stadium that parking is like $60. What? No. You don't want that. Can you imagine? No. I don't want to pay $60 for parking.
That sounds about right. I feel like I did hear something like it was crazy before. Because what do we pay? We paid like 20.
We pay like, depending on the spot, $20-$40. But I've never paid more than 40.
Yeah. 60 to go see
I'd rather park all the way down like the street and like walk a couple blocks, to be honest, and like not pay. But they're on top of that. They're on top of that here in Philly, guys. Okay, you gotta, when you come in like a year and a half or so or whatever it is, you got to be ready for that. They're on top of their parking shit. PPA is
gonna be
a joke.
Yeah, field day with the PPA. Fashion violations to
what I fucking have been seeing, and this goes out to everybody, and I don't give a fuck. Everyone on my Facebook that I'm like actually like close to or know of or have had interaction with, they're all hyped about WrestleMania. And guess what? I guarantee you about like 65% of them can't tell me a goddamn thing about what's going on right now. They like, you have those people that's like I'll use country concerts for an example, because that's like I feel like that's a popular enough thing to where even if you don't like country music, you're going to fucking go to the country concert because of what you hear about country concerts, like it's a fucking good time, and it is a good fucking time. This is a big event in Philly. This is like the World Cup coming to Philly. This is like an All-Star game coming to Philly. If you're not a baseball fan, you're going to go to the All-Star game because it's in fucking Philly and it's something to do. Same with the World Cup. Same with fucking WrestleMania. You don't know a guy. You have no idea who the fuck Seth Rollins is, but it's WrestleMania. A lot of people are going to be there. You're going to fucking go to WrestleMania. And it's in the Eagles Stadium. You're a big Eagles fan. You're going to go to fucking WrestleMania. Like, it's a slam dunk. And we haven't even discussed the fact that it's the 40th anniversary, which means it's a very big show, a huge show.
And all the former players from I saw this just like athletes, people from Philly, were just like everyone's gonna be, and then just all the people coming in, it's gonna be us. It's gonna be us.
I'm like so excited to meet people from like different continents. Like I'm very excited, like if we get the chance to talk to them and everything, you know, like I'm very excited to meet people from different countries and shit. Like this is a huge fucking deal, and I don't think people understand the magnitude of it. I really don't.
Yeah, it was for New Orleans. I got to meet a lot of people from all over the place. Not so much for the New York one. It was
Well,
more
who wants to go
in the
there?
parking lot and then going in. But New Orleans was an experience. There was like you said, and it's going to be here like from everywhere.
South Street's going to be fucking crazy here.
And everyone was super cool. Like I said, everyone was super cool in New Orleans. So,
yep. And then you do like speculation on the entrance and like the stage setup. I've been thinking about that all week. That's like one of the first things I thought about. Are they going to be fucking Eagles' wings that they're going to be coming out of? Is there going to be a big ass Liberty Bell that they're going to come out of? Like, they do pirate ships for Tampa. They do a fucking star for Dallas. What the fuck are they going to do for Philly?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, man.
I think we're going to get that. The logo is going to have the Liberty Bell involved, I'm assuming.
Well, so here's the thing. Like, that's not really they like the last few years, or at least the last since WrestleMania 37, I guess, they've done like that stadium's team specific like symbols, I guess. So like you had the pirate ship at 37, right? You had the star in Dallas. So I feel like it has to be an eagle or a something like that. I thought of the Liberty Bell, but I was like,
I've just seen those mock-ups so much before over the years of like if it was here, like people do them and put them online, and it seemed that's the only reason I've seen so many involving the Liberty Bell. But a badass eagle wrapped around a WrestleMania,
yeah, just walk out of the beak or something, walk out of the fucking eagle's mouth. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, Rocky's there. Oh my God,
it's to sum up, it's going to be fucking awesome, fucking fantastic. And let me tell you right now, COVID, you better keep your shit under control, all right? Because no more outbreaks, no nothing, all right? If you cancel this shit.
If you ruin MJF versus Cody at night 2.
Think of that motherfucking shit. Think about that. If fucking Triple H takes off in creative and we get fucking MJF, oh, you piece of shit. Oh, man. Somebody, like, I think it was What Culture who was, like, already started to predict, like, the fucking WrestleMania 40 card, and they had MJF versus Cody, I think it was, for the WWE title, and, like, Roman versus Braun for the fucking Universal title.
Yeah, I did see that, actually.
Give it all. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to slam 30 beers today on this show right now, and I only brought down 2. I'm fucking hype. We're a half hour into the show. We've talked about WrestleMania 40, and we have 100 different other things that we talked about.
Anything WWE based, I feel, can be talked about when we do our SummerSlam prediction.
Sure, of course.
So there are just some random things. I mean, we have to talk about your favorite company at some point. They're on like week 34 of Fyter Fest, I believe.
Bro, you have to change it. It is Fight for the Fallen.
Is that what it is?
It's Fight for the fucking Fallen. I'm looking at it.
That makes it actually funnier.
No, it does. But people are going to be like, oh, yo, when did I miss Fyter Fest? Fuck. It's Fight for the Fallen. I knew it wasn't Fyter Fest.
Yeah, oh my God. Thanks for making it better.
That's why I'm the champ, you know.
Because there's the Shake and the Quake at the Lake is coming up in like I think 2 weeks. And we're excited about that. We have first time match happening of Chris Jericho and Jon Moxley.
All right, so like I don't hate that though. I don't
I'm
hate
just
that.
kidding. I was just kidding.
Oh,
about
all
the
right, all
first
right.
time thing. Isn't
No,
that
I know you're kidding, but it sounded like you were kidding in like a hateful way. Like you
No,
know,
he did win the title off of him, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like I don't hate this at all. I don't hate it at all.
I like predictable matches, obviously, but I don't like. I think they now
Everything Moxley is in is going to be predictable until Punk comes back.
Yeah, but I think they did this thing now where I don't know if it's Fight for the Fallen or whatever you're talking about, week 17, that they're doing Jericho versus Yuta. And if Yuta wins, then he wrestles Moxley for a third time, which I don't know why they would want to do that. They're like
they're teammates. The third time is like
stop.
It's like a rival. The third time is a rivalry.
Yeah, we're doing something here. This is a Cody F thing. We're going on Roman Brock.
At that point, it's like fuck Blackpool Bullet Club or whatever it's called, Fight Club. I don't know what's it called, Blackpool Combat Club. There you go.
So, and I know we're treading water. We're still gonna. I mean, somehow Jericho will win this. I mean, why? I think he's the ROH pure ROH champ.
You mean Yuta?
Yuta is. So I don't know why.
Right.
If he wants to get involved in all this, why isn't he putting his ROH title on the line? You know why? Because he's going to lose. Because we need Jericho Mox round 2.
It's a good point.
They announced our favorite thing also.
Please tell me tournaments.
Oh my God! You know it's tournaments.
Tournaments.
If there's a few weeks where we're not either having a tournament or anticipating a tournament, there's no MJF. What are we doing here?
What are we doing? I can't remember the last time they legit had a 6-man tag match. Now, admittedly, I will say I am not as privy to AEW. Like, I tried to watch it, and things happen that make me turn it off. But
we'll get to that.
We will. The last few weeks, I have watched it in full. So I don't recall, and I could be wrong, I don't recall a 6-man tag match in those few weeks. I don't remember the last time they had a 6-man tag match. And keep in mind, I don't watch Rampage.
You watch Dark or Dark Elevation?
I do not.
Well, then
I am sleeping in the dark at that time.
I think they do that a lot.
So the trios titles, and I know it's very popular among the IWC. Oh, bring in trios titles and all that crap. And, we're just going to be waiting for, Undisputed Elite or whatever, one of those guys, or 3 of those guys rather, to face FTR and CM Punk. Don't get me wrong, that'll be fucking amazing.
Hey, all these people can't be involved. CM Punk's like a champ. He needs to do his champ.
And then like can I think, did Lucha Underground have, I don't know if you watched Lucha Underground, but did they have trios titles? I feel like they did.
I'm not sure. I remember I watched like the first season of that, and I don't even remember. Did they have titles on that show? I felt like it was.
They did have. Come on, they had titles on that show.
I remember like Alberto Del Rio showed up at the one. I think that was like the last time I watched it. Like
Rey Mysterio was on Lucha Underground.
But I remember watching like a season or something, and I remember like
what I was getting at is I feel like they did have Lucha Underground. They did have trios titles, and I feel like, yep. Mm-hmm. They I was going to ask, are intergender trios going to be, able to go after these titles? And I was going to ask if Lucha Underground had intergender trios champions, and they did. Thunder Rosa was actually trios champion with two dudes. So,
is it the rules where if she tags in, then
I'm assuming. Well, you know what? Maybe not. Lucha Underground was fucking crazy. So like,
if the other team didn't have a woman, I mean, if they just tag Rosa and she wins because there's no one for her to wrestle.
That's a good. Well, in this case, that's true. So
everybody. You can hit
the
women.
match I'm looking at is at the Reptile Tribe, which was Daga, Thunder Rosa, and Sami Callihan defeated the team of the Mac, Kill Shot, which was Swerve, actually, and Son of Havoc, Matt Cross.
They're all guys.
They're all guys. So it was a 3-man team versus a intergender team.
It's a handicap match.
So it's like, does AEW do that? If AEW does that, maybe it keeps it a little bit more intriguing. But like, I don't need to see Undisputed Elite versus Jurassic Express and one random dude, or like other 3-team random people.
Well, they're teasing your favorite tag team in AEW and their old flame, the Hangman.
Can I say something about my favorite tag team in AEW?
The Young Bucks.
They may actually be like not my favorite tag team in AEW anymore. You know who may be who may overtake them? The current tag team champions.
The Acclaim. Wait, who?
No, the current tag team champion. Yes, maybe my favorite. But back to what you were saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna get the Young Bucks and Hangman. Are you gonna get Adam Cole in the Young Bucks? Are you gonna get Omega in the Young Bucks? You're gonna get some iteration of the fucking Bullet Club against FTR and CM Punk, probably. And then, like, who?
There's
Jericho Appreciation Society.
Yeah, there's the Dark Order. You got
Dark Order, okay.
Acclaim. There's a bunch of tag teams, and like I feel because remember we were saying there were so many factions. It would be just like what you said about Jungle Boy and
like
Luchasaurus.
Random dude,
someone here, but
Sting,
there's
Darby, and
it worked out because they had so many factions going. They have Aleister Black and what are they?
There's another one.
Death Triangle. So they had a bunch of factions.
Are they still a thing?
I believe so. I feel like someone's always hurt, but we talked about this months ago, saying that, so now like if they're all established, then yeah, it completely makes sense to do it when you have all these different groups and factions.
Just right now, I don't think I don't see the need of it other than pleasing the IWC or the hardcore fans, which, not everything's for everybody. There's nothing wrong with that. But our job here is to talk about things and what we feel about them, and that is how I feel about it.
They had to brush the dust off these titles because I feel like these have been made for a while.
It's been rumored a long time, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
But they look nice.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool. They gave me old the old Raw tag team titles that like Kane and Hurricane won back in like 2002, 2003, the World Tag Team titles, It gave me those vibes.
It should be interesting though, but we need to get to this. There was a FTW championship match between Danhausen, Ricky Starks. Obviously, Danhausen lost. Ricky Starks was like, yo.
How do you feel about that? Before we get into like the most depressing thing ever, how do you feel about Danhausen and the way he gets booked?
I feel like it would be the exact same way if he signed with any company.
Any company, yeah. Do you think that's just his do you think that's his ceiling?
Except old ROH when he was on there for a little bit. He was like won matches. Yeah, I liked the whole. I remember watching it being like, oh my god, I was like, Mike's not gonna like this. This is his boy. They've kept him off for a while. They knew they were gonna do this. Yeah, but I thought it was pretty cool. And then I watched this morning that they did like a Taz and him like backstage, like cutting not like a promo, but like Taz saying how proud he was of Hook and like how that was in their house growing up. Like this was always on their mantle or whatever. And like Hook's all there, just like being all like cute, not cool, adorable. Like that's still looking like kind of angry. But like, I love you, Papa. like that kind of. But come on, what were your thoughts, man? Hook, FTW.
My thoughts? So my thoughts aren't necessarily towards Hook. Don't get me wrong, I still think he's an overrated person. I don't get the hype still. I am, especially since he has not been on TV forever. I'm not sure what the hype is. My comments are more towards, I guess, the booking of the FTW championship, and just because it's basic confusion for me. They don't acknowledge it as an actual AEW championship, correct?
That's what he said in this little promo thing. It's a renegade title.
I don't know what that means. So why do I care about it? You know what I'm saying? Why do I give two shits about it?
Oh, mama, I'm in fear for my life from
it's
a renegade.
It's crazy. That's cool and everything, but like I don't care about the FTW championship.
Like I'm just gonna show up next week with a duplicate of what you have around your shoulder.
Like, what's the difference in value between this and the FTW championship aside from like Taz and Ricky Starks held that title? You know, aside from that, what is the difference in value if you don't acknowledge it on your TV show as an actual championship? Which also I don't know what that means necessarily, because you have it on your show, so it's just not part of your championship lineage for the company. It's just a whole confusing mess for me.
They're wetting the whistle of Hook, letting him get comfortable, because he needs to take that title off of Kenny Omega, and he's gonna be your heavyweight champion. He's going to take it off all of them, Punk.
And I'm sure when he beats Omega or Punk or Wardlow, it's going to be the biggest pop ever.
Oh, that's probably... Is that the move up? Does he move up in a little bit? He goes TNT next first?
Yeah, I feel like him and Danhausen probably go tag first. Honestly.
They would lose their freaking minds if they...
I am very convinced that the IWC would lose their minds if Hooked farted in their own face.
What else? Jonathan Gresham cursed out Tony Khan, and people were all about.
I didn't follow this story too much, just because I'm not an ROH guy. Shocker. I guess he was not happy with something, right?
Yes, his booking. He had a short match.
You mean to tell me that Tony Khan isn't perfect at booking? How can he be upset at booking? They don't even have a TV deal. Like, do they run like live events?
I haven't heard anything yet. I know.
Like what booking? What? There's no book.
Didn't like the way that,
except for the occasional pay-per-view. There's no booking. There's no book.
He didn't like the way he was being represented, and it came out that in this altercation they had the day of, I guess before the show, that he was screaming that he was number 20 in the top 500, and apparently people heard him, so he was using that as his defense, where he's getting treated.
It is pretty good. It is pretty good.
I would be mentioning that.
I'm not big on like rankings of any sort like that, but because wrestling is a subjective sport and everything, so like top 500 for me is different than top 500 for PWI. You said Mike Johnson, I think, but like fucking PWI is more popular than me. So somebody like. Number 20 is pretty good.
I would be screaming it nonstop. I think you might have.
I would be if we were the 20th most listened to podcast in the world. I would put that on a shirt immediately. You probably heard of us.
Yeah, Rogan and Logan Paul each have those kind of T-shirts out.
Right.
They're the best. Or any podcast about talking about someone murdering somebody.
Those are really good.
They are fantastic. I've never heard one.
Or a Conrad Thompson podcast. Like, just doesn't matter. Just pick one. They're all probably up in the top 20.
All right. So Gresham comes up short defending the title. He had a short match. People are saying he's short. We move along.
Stupid. I can't believe in 2022 we're having that argument. That's so dumb.
I'm sure he'll. Yeah, people want him to get
like what does the height matter? Shawn Michaels, one of the greatest performers of all time. Rey Mysterio just celebrated his 20th anniversary. Former world champion. What? Who gives a shit? The height.
I don't know. I made a great discovery this week.
Okay.
All right. So someone came up with a complete history of heel turns, and I think it's all up to most recent. And it's called "You People Made Me Do It," and the website is because of the .fans. And it goes to the most recent one, and it's always when the heel turn occurs. The fans, it's always their fault. So this goes back to every single
because of the .fans.
Because of the .fans. Are you going to it?
I am absolutely going to it.
And we got to see. And there's a countdown ticker of how long it's been since the last time someone has blamed the fans on them turning heel. It's a great website.
This is fantastic.
I feel like someone from NXT, or it might be
Cora Jade is the last one. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
July
So
19th.
Where are we at on the ticker?
We are at 10 days, 16 hours, 24 minutes, or 25 minutes. 16 hours, 25 minutes since a wrestler blamed the fans for a heel turn.
I think before, I don't know, a little back was like, I think Damian Priest maybe was part of it. Who was the one before Cora?
Lacey Evans.
Oh,
July
yeah.
8th. And then it was Christian.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And then Rhea, Lance Archer, and then Damian Priest. Damian Priest, February 28th.
So this is fantastic.
And they have little captions of like what they said.
I do.
That's fantastic.
I came across this the other day, and I was.
How do you come across something like this?
Someone tweeted something about it. I screenshot it, put it in the little jaBROni's show note folder. It's like this needs to be talked about. This is great. This is good, entertaining. You could just go on it, do a long scroll, and just be like, boop.
Wow. You know what's? No, this can't be right. So I'm just scrolling back right now, and they have Becky Lynch's heel turn at September 10th, 2021. And then there apparently, according to this website, there wasn't another heel turn where they blamed the people until December 9th, 2019. And it was Seth Rollins. So like
there was no, because of COVID.
So between,
you can't turn heel because of the fans because they're not there.
You can't blame the fans because they're not there. That's a solid point. Okay.
And then it continues on. Yeah, I don't.
Very good. Very good.
Because even if there was one, I was thinking, I was like, hey, you really. I guess you could. There was heel turns, but I don't think.
But blaming the fans.
Yeah. You're blaming like COVID.
Yeah, this is such a great episode already, and I know like it's probably the beers, but this is such a very good episode.
We didn't need. All right, soon we're gonna have the SummerSlam prediction soon. Let's go through else here. Dwight Howard did a tryout. He wants to be in WWE. I don't know how I feel about that.
So like I saw he did the one, and then he did another one, which made me was like, okay, he's serious about this. Look, I'm not going to knock anybody for wanting to try this, especially if you're the caliber of athlete like a Dwight Howard, even though he may be. I mean, the prime of basketball and the prime of pro wrestling is way different. You know, like he may be past. his prime in NBA, that doesn't mean he'd be useless in the WWE. You know what I'm saying?
He was a Sixer.
Yeah, he was.
So, yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna knock him for trying it. I mean, they probably got a kick out of him. I mean, they definitely got a kick out of him on the first day. I don't know what it was like on the second day.
But it just reminds me of like almost he's the kind of person that they could probably he could come up and do something. Like he didn't need to go to it. I don't know. I don't think I'm not saying he's like super, but he is famous enough where I feel like he could kind of have his foot in the door already with them and be like, hey.
I mean, with all the celebrity stuff that they do, absolutely.
Like,
and he was a Laker too. So like with WrestleMania coming up, definitely Andre the Giant Battle Royal person, possibly.
If you were going,
don't have it at WrestleMania anymore, so maybe not.
If you were trying out for the SummerSlam tryout or whatever, and you go and like Dwight Howard's there and everyone's going, oh, and that's the thing that goes viral about the tryouts. Like, wouldn't you just be like,
well, yeah, there have been, like, I've read some things saying that like the tryouts did not go well.
It's like, well, what the, like this, people already know. It's like if you do like American Idol and like somebody who has 2 albums out, like just already just shows up like, yeah, this person's an established musician. Why are they on American Idol? Like, and I'm not saying he's an established professional wrestler. I just mean I feel like it'd be easier for him to just go.
Well, maybe he wants to fucking earn it, dude. Maybe he doesn't want to be like all these other fucking celebrities, all right?
I feel like him showing up in a clip of him just going viral. I think that did the trick.
I mean, that did it. I mean, just the tryout, just him showing up did it. Like, he's going to do something with the WWE. They might not put the strap on him, but...
I'm trying to see if there's anything else here before we get into Summerslam.
Well, I mean, you have your picks, or you said you had a list. I did want to bring up, and this is something I have caught yesterday at least, watching clips of SmackDown. Apparently, they started using words that have not been used in quite some time on commentary.
Oh.
So I saw that the word wrestling was used by Michael Cole. Oh, there's another one. Oh, they called the WWE Universe fans. And Michael Cole, somebody hit the code breaker, and Michael Cole called it the code breaker.
Really? I see. I guess I'm like Monday. I was in the mind of it. Like it's a new, like someone else is in charge now and it's a new show, but I wasn't really listening for.
I mean, those are just things that I saw on Twitter, that happened. I'm not in that mindset until tomorrow or until Monday. Maybe until tonight. We'll see what tonight brings, but like
a little shakeup potentially.
Nothing. I mean, I had heard the script for Raw didn't really change much from what Vince wrote. So maybe tomorrow or yesterday rather was a sign of things to come. I'm not going to believe it until they call a medical facility a hospital. Once they drop the hospital bomb or they call championship a belt, I won't believe it.
Oh my God, that's all Cody's gonna say when he comes back.
Like he's not gonna change everything. Like Triple H isn't gonna change everything because some of those ideas made sense from a business standpoint, I guess. Like I think a lot of people are going to be severely disappointed just because like certain words are still gonna be used, you know.
No, I really think like I haven't noticed it, but now like Xavier Woods mentioned on Raw, New Japan, and
ROH,
I believe. Yeah, like and dude, again, these are things that, and that was.
Yeah, but do you think they're like Triple H went to Xavier Woods and was like, "Hey, man, you can bring up all that stuff," you know?
I just think that they know that there's not a.
Or do you think they're like, you know what? I'm gonna test this some bitch. I'm gonna see what I can get away with. It's like getting a new manager at a store. They're like, I'm gonna see what this bitch gets away, what I can get away with. All right, I want to see what he does.
There was something about a Fightful Select this week had about kind of like digging on Vince McMahon a little bit. They were talking to like people sources that would have to. They said they had to like filter what he was saying because everything he was saying was super offensive, and if like the audio of him in the ears of the announcers ever came out, like it would be like,
oh man, that needs to come out, man. Like Wall Street Journal needs to work on that. I want to hear that.
Yeah, like they would have to edit things he would say for the rundown of the show, like lines and stuff where it's like offensive things they're saying. So it was just like the whole article was just, it seemed like them just trying to find more things out, which I mean, it was kind of almost, remember I'm sure you heard of it. The Michael Cole reaction when, I don't know if you don't hear Vince, but you only hear Michael Cole when he wants to keep him saying something. And then he goes like, boss, I already mentioned it like 2 or 3. And then you can just see that he's getting reamed out.
I do recall. Yes.
Okay, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Yes, I'll keep. And I could only imagine the shit that the dude was screaming into these ears for all these years.
Well, you remember I remember when Brock Lesnar, it was the heist of the century, the night after, the Raw after WrestleMania 31, and Brock Lesnar took out all those announcers, right? And they sent Byron Saxton out, and it was like he was supposed to do that show like kind of by himself, or at least for a little bit until Jerry Lawler came out. But they sent Jerry Lawler out earlier because Byron Saxton just was not great at it. And I remember reading that they were so pissed with him. That Vince was so pissed with. I can only imagine what Vince was saying in his ear that night, and that's probably why he fucking sucked. Because it's like if you're having somebody watch over you, it probably makes you more nervous. Like like something's going to be said, and you're just waiting for it. So it makes you kind of fuck up a little bit more.
Yeah, where you're usually in there's a person on each side of you, and you're all hearing the same notes probably in your head. And now it's just you, and everything you're like, yeah, I wouldn't. Byron rules.
He's gotten a lot better than 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
But it all goes back to because I said yesterday to you about I was reading about potentially bringing back Black and Gold NXT. And I don't know, there was something about just that visual change of it. And then just knowing that Vince can put that's why I really don't watch NXT 2.0 at all. And I have no interest in it because it lost whatever it had before that drove me to watching it, to being excited about Friday night. Like last night, should have been a freaking NXT takeover, and it should have been huge. And it's just, there's not. And I don't know. I just felt like everything got dragged out of it, mainly the new logo and all of it. I just feel like it just sucked the air out of everything except Tony D'Angelo. He's awesome.
So like for me, it's like something big would have to happen on an NXT to bring me back in, like something really big. Johnny Gargano is not the answer, only because I feel like he should be Seth's opponent tonight. If Seth is even having a match tonight, which again, we will get into.
Again, but if this has been talked, I guess but if you put a mystery opponent in,
right. Like, is Seth going to lose again?
Yeah, there would need to be some kind of, I don't know. I just feel like if there is a mystery opponent, it's an instant L. So I don't know what they're doing. I'm interested to see. There's definitely going to be an angle with him, and I think that's why all of this is happening. I just don't know what Triple H is doing.
NXT would need to have something like really, really big, because right now I have no connection with any of the NXT characters, with the exception of Pretty Deadly.
I haven't watched, like, literally, like, I'm not even making a joke when it's,
I mean, if you like Breezango, you like,
yeah. Oh my god,
you like Pretty Deadly.
Breezango's, but all right, fine, I'll watch them. But Breezango should still be a thing, and I'm still kind of mad about it.
I hope they are. I mean, now if any, I mean, look, you have Tyler Breeze, who does the up, down, down stuff. He's hanging out with Xavier all the time. Maybe that happens, and maybe they talk Fandango and be like, "Hey, you want to, you know, do something." Like possibilities are endless right now with who they try to bring in, and I think that's why. I think a lot of people are excited about SummerSlam right now. They don't know who's going to show up. Granted, like, I mean, the dirt sheets are just so on point a lot of the time. And I feel like we would have heard about somebody in Nashville that would be a very weird coincidence that they are in Nashville, you know. So, but I mean, you don't know who they're going to bring in, and I don't know. Again, I don't know if they would get a deal done between the time Triple H took over as head of talent relations or whatever to now. But you never know. You never know. You never know.
I do think expectations are very high for the show tonight, and I don't know if it's justified. I guess there's just been this hope, and this has been out there forever with Triple H taking over one day. Like, it's been like this ongoing thing for years. Like, if he takes over, everything will get, and again, like, nothing's going to be like boom. Like, they're expecting like Naomi and Sasha coming out tonight, and Johnny Gargano's coming out tonight, and Ciampa's going to be old Ciampa. Austin Theory's going to lose his Money in the Bank because he's Vince's guy, and we're just going to bury all that real quick. Like, it's going to be a process.
Yes.
I think that there needs to be some kind of little, with the expectations I feel set so high. I think he knows that. And he was doing a scrum yesterday, Triple H, saying like how he cherishes life and appreciates everything more, and he's going to listen. And again, we've heard this whole spiel before, but I don't think there's anything really holding him back now.
I just want to say that, like, I'm watching that scrum yesterday, and I felt so, I don't know, refreshed. Just the fact that he was doing one and he was talking about it, and even somebody from Wrestling Inc., Nick Hausman, I think it was asking about like plans for SummerSlam or creative or whatever, and Triple H was very friendly about just seeing those media things that he does and that Tony Khan does. I think it's very refreshing to see. Like, I hope Triple H does those NXT takeover, calls that he used to do, like I would love to see all that come back. It's just refreshing to see, and it made me excited for the pay-per-view. Just hearing him talk and hearing like how he thinks, like he knows that he's filling huge shoes, whether the creative was good when Vince was in or not. Those are still very huge shoes to fill, and he knows that. And just his openness to hear from everybody, I believe it when he says it. I think that what makes me excited about SummerSlam and about the future of the company. Is everything going to be perfect? Of course not. But I think a lot of people are going to maybe not come back to it, but a lot of people are going to give it another shot and see what he can do. Maybe not right away. Maybe, give him some time to build these shows and then let word of mouth do the work, and people will come back and try and enjoy the product. And hopefully they come back with an open mind, because I think that's another big thing. If Mr. AEW comes in, he's going to be like, this show's going to suck anyway, whatever, dude. Like, you got to come in with an open mind. It's
And it's a
just
rough time
very-
too. It's a rough time because football is getting ready to, and this is like the dead time for WWE. This late August to the end of December going, and then in January you pick up to the Rumble, and then you get the road to WrestleMania. But football on Mondays, and it's gonna be rough. But if things are changing and you're not getting nonstop DQs and countouts and all this stuff that we're so used to seeing, and things are changing.
Somebody texted me last night. I think he said that there was he didn't think there was one DQ or countout last night on SmackDown.
I don't believe so. I know Raw had them, but everything might have been.
So I mean, it's a small thing, but I mean, it's something to. He asked me. The guy asked me, like, when's the last time that you recall a show, not a pay-per-view, a show, Raw or SmackDown, not having a count out or DQ? Man, I could not tell him.
Baby steps. Baby steps. All right, and one more thing. I started getting so angry watching SmackDown last night, and Maxine Dupri was there, and she's doing all of the Max's lines, and we're showing off the beach wear, and just I don't know, everything sounds better when Max Dupri says this stuff, not this girl. Like a man describing like how tight the hamstrings are, and I don't know. It makes it just funnier and everything else work. And now this girl saying it is ruining it. Why are they everyone was talking about this and it was going great. Then there was like rumors of like that Max Dupri got hungry and left and wanted to go get a sandwich with Brock, and then he wasn't around.
I don't know if it was like quite like that, but I mean, he shared his opinion about the script, and it was not people were not happy, but those people are no longer with the company.
Because Chick's taking his lines. I don't know if she can be in the background a little bit. I need the titillating juices line and everything to come from Max's mouth and nobody else's. Maxine should not be. She ruining Maximum Male Models. What are we doing?
I mean, he came back.
I know. I wrote that down as soon as he popped up, because I was getting so frustrated with her saying all these lines, and then all of a sudden it cuts back and he's there, and I'm like, holy shit, he didn't abandon us. All these people were saying, bring back LA Knight. And I'm just like, no.
So, like, are you surprised that they brought him back as Max Dupri and not LA Knight?
Because I was getting a little worried, and I was getting real.
I thought that he was coming back. I just thought they were going to bring him as LA Knight, not Max Dupri.
No, I'm glad. He needs to save this. They need to do something at SummerSlam tonight. They need to have. I don't know why they were not hyping up like some kind of big. Come on, fashion icons.
I understand that you wanted Max Dupri back, but that man has a lot of potential, and I really like. I've seen this story before. I've seen what they do to these kind of gimmicks here, and I'm all right with it now. But
hey,
that dude's got a lot of potential, and I don't want him to be cemented as Max Dupri, I guess.
He has a track record going back years. Mic work, matches. No denying that. But I don't know.
Have his fun right now, but I really want to see LA Knight at some point.
He's the glue that holds everything together with this gimmick. I like Mansois, Massey. They're great, but they're not really saying anything at all. I just feel like everything is driven by.
They don't need to. When you
But
have
I'm interested. They need something big tonight.
And like Maxine, it's like she was obviously a replacement, or when they wanted to, like, it's too many cooks in the kitchen. Like, she was on NXT, get her back down before she gets too comfortable, or if you think she's ready to be on the main roster, have her do something else.
This is Max. This is Max's thing.
This is Max's thing.
All right. Are we ready to do some SummerSlam predictions here?
I wanted to also bring up that somebody said that the camera cuts were very limited last night as well.
That's something I'm going to have to keep an eye on too.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
Twitter was like all about that how camera cuts were not a big thing last night.
I will be keeping a close eye tonight because today's like.
So buzzwords and camera cuts. Watch out for tonight. Boom.
Oh, say belt too.
Say belt. I want to hear Michael Cole say belt. Not Pat McAfee. What did you? Oh, there you go. Here's another one. Pat McAfee's theme song. What did you think of it?
The internet was not happy with that.
I wasn't happy with it, man. I'd rather him just come out to either Seven Nation Army or just a different fucking popular song every time. And I know they got to pay for it, so like I kind of get it, but like it was so cool and unique.
It's almost, I don't know how they threw out the money for WrestleMania to have the song. I don't know.
Maybe they just don't understand. Well, maybe, you know what? Maybe all that money Vince was spending is catching up and they couldn't afford it anymore. Maybe Seven Nation Army was like, you know what, man? I really don't want our song to be used there,
They like owning everything, so it's, I don't know. It sounds.
Well, like, I feel like, see, like that kind of stuff, I feel like that is a Vince thing. Like, name changes, I feel like aren't going to happen now, he made a great point when he was on the Pat McAfee show, Vince did, about like name changes. I think it was on the Pat McAfee show. He made a point about name changes and shit, and it makes sense, but I don't think you see it as much anymore.
Yeah,
time will tell. Maybe Braun Breaker will become a Steiner. I don't know. But yeah, Pat McAfee theme song, not great for me.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that could be when he comes out on SmackDown, all that, but maybe all the comments were his WrestleMania entrance, which was awesome. So it's like maybe for another big show like this, maybe.
Also, do you think? I don't think they would have. I feel like they made a big deal about his theme song on Friday, so I don't think they're going to do anything like that. Do you think he gets booed tonight since, Colt and we're in Nashville? Or do you think nah?
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
I know. You said that the last time I brought this shit up, too.
No, man.
Nah, he doesn't get booed, man. Nobody hates Pat McAfee.
I feel like everybody loves McAfee.
He was a punter. If it was like Peyton Manning walking out there, I can maybe see it, but like, it's Pat McAfee. He's fine. No offense to NFL punters. Don't mean anything by it, okay? I'm just saying. I don't think you're going to get booed.
All right, but let's do it. It's time for some SummerSlam predictions. All right.
Oh, whoa! Where are we? Whoa! Crazy.
We're in Nashville.
We're in Nashville. Fuck.
I'm like all tightly back here. All right, so we're making predictions for SummerSlam. We have the confidence points, which we do. We have 8